Okay, now, so we are done with the first one already. For the second question, they say mistakes are essential to growth. Based on your experience, how far would you agree with this statement? Now, question number 2 is a mixed genre. Why? Because firstly, they say based on your experience, right? So when you say your experience, it's more or less like okay, I will put personal recount, but you don't tell a story, you see. You tell me what happened only. Don't give me the actual flow, like where you were, all these things. Focus on the actual part by the mistake part. Okay? Now, then they say, how far would you agree? So, the how far would you agree, it's an argumentative, So that means for this compo, right, it's actually quite interesting. Why? How is my paragraphing like? My paragraph 1, okay, I put introduction, right? Paragraph 2, right, you straight away tell me first, okay, what is the experience you have. So how can I start my compo? Example, if I were you, my first paragraph, I will start things like, mistakes are essential to growth. Everyone make mistake in their life. It could be a minor mistake, it could be a major one. Some mistake bring us further and teach us more important value, whereas some mistake, though teaching us value, land us in hot soup too. So, are mistakes really essential to our growth? Is there any way for a person to grow without making mistake? Personally, I have an experience, and let me explain my experience to you. So that's my introduction. Then carry on, I start with what? There was once, then you go straight to the point. So there was once what happened. Okay? After you explain already, right? Paragraph 3, you give me your first point. So if you say, yes, mistake is essential. Paragraph 4, same, yes, mistake is essential. Okay? Now, paragraph 5, you still need to have a counteracting point. The only thing about mixed genre is that, right, you don't need to give me 3 paragraphs of yes. So experience is already 1 paragraph, then just give me 2 points based on your experience. It must be based on your experience. Okay, then you counteract point. Finally, you conclude it. Now for this one, I'm not going to explain to you in detail because it is based on your experience, So you have to think of your experience first. You can talk about how you make a mistake. The mistake can be cheating. Okay, maybe you cheated in schools, correct? Cheated in terms of results, all these things. And what was the consequences? So you must list out the consequences. Then from the consequences, right, you tell me, okay, what did you learn from that? Did you become a better person? Or can the experience be something more serious? Could it be, meeting the wrong people? Like, some people in secondary school, right, they meet up, they make wrong friends, they join gang, all these things. So could it be got to do with this? Okay, and then what else could it be? Even more serious, like embezzlement. When you go out to work, right, you don't have to restrict yourself to only primary or secondary context. It can be in your working life. Why? Because people are growing every single day. As the Chinese sayings go, 活到老学到老. There's no one day that you stop learning, stop growing, correct? So don't have to restrict yourself to primary, secondary. It can be adulthood. Okay, so after you explain your experience, then you tell me what is it that you learned from the experience. Like example, firstly, because I made the mistake, I faced the consequences. Okay, although it was a dire consequences, right? But because there is consequences precisely, that's why you get better. Okay, that's why you learn to be better. Now, you can also mention things like mistake is essential. Why? Because if people don't make mistake, right, they will never know what are the things that can happen to them. Okay, that means if a person, some child, right, they are being very well protected since young. They don't make any mistakes at all since young. Okay, what then by they don't make any mistake? They make mistake, but what will the parents say? A very typical example, when in Asia, right, when a child fall down and the child cry, the mother go over, help the child, and hit the floor, and tell the child that the floor is the bad person. Okay, the child is at fault. The child ran, the child did something wrong, but yet the child is not being taught that it was a mistake. You guys can say, Okay, whereas in Caucasian Western country, you know, when a child fall, many times the parents tell them, get out, stand out on your own, it's okay, get out. Okay, just be careful next time. And they learn, the next time they're more careful. Okay, but if Asian, like I say, right, if this is the scenario when a child fall, the mother scold the floor, what happened? Next time when the child grow up, right, he'll think that I'm never wrong, it's always other people's fault. What will he become? An arrogant, okay, don't say the B word, but he's going to be an arrogant B word, you know? Okay, so